ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। So last time we saw those two verses which could be confusing by saying those who worship avidya, that is karma, will go into darkness, and those who take to upasana, vidya, there in the sense of upasana, not knowledge, in the sense of upasana, will go into even greater darkness. And the purpose of that, those two verses, were to combine in your life karma and upasana together. And by doing that, you will gain higher lokas, etc. Okay? This much we saw last time in a nutshell. Any questions, clarification? That means up to now, in a Karma Yoga lifestyle, what he has established is you need to do some karma. Karma means what? Vedic karma, worship. Karma will be in terms of worship. Some worship has to be done physical. Nowadays, of course, Vedic worship is replaced by Puranic worship, which is fine. So you need to do some worship, and you also need to do some upasanas, meditations, japa, dhyanam, etc. Clear about this up to now? Okay. Then he gets a similar round of verses again. Andham tama pravishyanti ye asambhutim upasate tato bhuya ivete tamaha yegum sambhutya rataha. Those who worship asambhutim, that which is not born, the unmanifest condition. Okay. They go into great darkness. And those who worship sambhuti, bhuya eva tamaha, the greater darkness they will go, those who worship the manifest. That means what is he talking about here? Okay. And how do you worship the unmanifest? The unmanifest worship generally will be in terms of your samadhi practice, etc. Your meditation, samadhi practices will be asambhuti worship. Unmanifest. How are you going to worship the unmanifest? Yeah, how are you going to worship? Tell me. Yeah. Sambhuti is a manifested form. Therefore, contemplation on the manifest form. It's a greater darkness. Exactly like how we spoke in the previous two verses. Why? Look at it here. Anyadeva ahu sambhavad anyadahu asambhavad iti sushruma dhirana yenastad vichakshare. Same identical verse to the okay. Because both these worships have different phalam. Yeah. Anyadeva ahu sambhute. We worship Ishvara, anyad phalam. Yeah, Punjabication.
Swamiji,
yeah.
For Sambhuti here we can take it as Hiranyagarbha, Pratama
Sambhuti Ishvara. Manifested Ishvara. Complete.
Okay.
Virat, Hiranyagarbha, everyone included.
Like Mundaka says the Pratamam Sambhuta
Up to the physical creation, the whole manifestation. Because you are talking of Sambhuti manifestation. So the whole extent of manifestation, Ishvara complete as a Virat. So that is worshipped in a certain aspect, which is fine. Sambhuti. So that phalam is different. Asambhutim phalam is different. Asambhuti is unmanifest condition. Therefore, only contemplation, samadhi practice, etc. Okay. So, this we have heard from the teachers of yore. Okay. Sambhutim cha vinasham cha yetad ubhyo saha vinashena mrutyam tirtva sambhutya amrutamashnute. Same thing. Those who worship Sambhuti and Avinashi. Okay, both if you worship, then Vinashena Mrutyam Tirtva. Vinasha, that which can be resolved, the manifested form. Okay, and Sambhutya. Here Sambhutya should be Asambhutya. Okay, Vedika Prayoga, that's why. Okay, Asambhutya Amrutamashnute. Same exact like the previous two verses. What is he saying here? It's important to understand this. That first your worship in the previous thing, karma and upasana. What we saw last time. There is karma, there is upasana. Then upasana he further divides into two types. Upasana into the manifested Ishvara, upasana into the unmanifested. Are you all getting this? Therefore, really speaking, your vikalpas are 3, not 4. नहीं समझाए तो बोलो और एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ.
Maharaj, please explain again. And what is meant by unmanifested worship?
Okay. He first said avidya and vidya, right? Last class. Avidya we took as karma, physical karma. Vidya we took as upasana. So he said one has to do both. Physical worship as well as upasana. Then today's 3 verses, he divided the upasanas into 2 types. One on the manifested, Ishvara, Rama, Krishna, etc. And on the unmanifest. So the manifested will be manasa vyaparam, your japa, upasanas, etc. Unmanifested will be practice of samadhi, etc. Where you are completely quietening the mind. Where you are not focusing on anything. You can't focus on anything. Okay. Why is it saying it's unmanifest? Because you don't know the truth yet.
Swamiji,
Yeah?
that unmanifest, can we say that it is like Nididhyasanam on the Mahavakya?
No. Nope. 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 It is not Nididhyasana. That would be separately mentioned. Upasana this is. Therefore, when you are trying to quieten the mind and transcend the mind, what are you doing? This is, in study groups, you highlight this, no? Sit down, meditate, meditate. What are you doing when you are quietening the mind? Unmanifest only. Why? You don't know the truth. Huh? Without knowing the truth, you are doing this.
Yeah.
Asambhuti. It is not, okay. The traditional Asambhuti, Upasanas, etc. involved a lot. Okay? Because they are all Vedika. Therefore, Vedika, there is a lot of it involved. Here, we are making it simpler. Okay? Why? Are we really interested in going to Satyaloka, etc.? If you are interested in going to other lokas, please don't sit in this class. Go be a karmata. Yeah, be a karmata. It's better. It will be like Pashyanapi na pashyati muda. You see the glory of the Upanishads but don't see it. Well, you are lost in karma, or kya? You know, yeah?
Sorry, one down. I am not able to. See, when you say quieten the mind, right? No vritti, no manasa vyapara. So how can we call it
So
as
when it is successful, there is no vritti. Until you become no thought, what happens?
Okay. till the
Yeah,
samadhi
yeah.
stage.
Vyapara is until you do this thing, no? Yeah.
The samadhi stage.
Yeah.
You can take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that everyone who does it gets into samadhi, okay? Few get into it. And after some time they'll say, ये क्या कुछ होता नहीं है. You get a prepared mind, but you don't get any great wisdom or any great this out of it. Lokas you will get, that is true. Lokas you will get. Yeah. Yeah. So at the end of it now, what do we have? You have your whatever puja part you are going to do physically. It can start with simple lighting the lamp, saying salam. Okay, light the lamp, light an agarbatti, pray for some time. You can do, it can be simple Sandhya Vandanam. You know, your Gayatri Japa, etc. It can be a Panchopachara puja, 5-step puja, Dupam, Deepam, Naivedyam, etc. Simple. It can be more elaborate, Shodashopachara puja, whatever level you want. This is your physical karma. Along with other duties and responsibilities, this is what you do. Okay? So, how big or small in terms of what you are capable of, yatha shakti. You want to do an elaborate 1 hour puja, go ahead and do it. Yeah. That's why you will find in every Hindu household, mostly, I can't say every Hindu household now, mostly, there will be a puja corner with some murti etc. kept there. And if it is a traditional household, you find all the murti. Don't want to displease any form. Sabko laga do. Your Rishta Devata. How do you select? What are you going to, what murti you like? First, you go by your psyche, your Rishtam. What is it that you relate to? What form is it that you relate to? Simple as that. Easiest to do. Otherwise, go by your Kula Devata, your family tradition, etc. Your family tradition, etc. you go by. You go by that. Yeah. You can go by that family tradition, etc. Yeah. Why? Because your ancestors are worshipped, the same line is being continued, so it's good for you. Their grace flows through. In fact, even if you are not worshipping your Kula Devata regularly, it's good to once a year or something go to wherever your Kula Devata is and pay respects. It's good to do that. Okay. Third way of doing it, find out from your horoscope what you need. What you need can be done in a dualistic manner. Like for example, if your guru is weak, strengthen your guru by worshipping Vishnu, etc. Samajhi, I am not a Vaishnavite, I come from Shaiva tradition. Okay, Dakshinamurti. Strengthen that. Okay. My Rahu, Ketu, etc. Worship Shiva. Mangal, etc. can give me problems. Worship Durga. So by your horoscope you go. Enough ways of finding out what you should worship. Both ho gaya na. If you want more forms, go be a karmata. Okay, both ho gaya. Yeah. So now you're yeah. You're muted. Yeah.
I am okay. Okay. What Vinashena as karma.
As karma,
Vinashena Pritmitva. Because when you compare to the earlier one,
yeah. So I'm now combining the whole thing and saying what you can do in your life. All the 6 verses I'm combining together and saying what you can do in your life. Yeah.
okay.
So the karma part, this is how you go with the karma
Okay,
part.
karma part.
Karma part. Now, if you are a true Vaidika and not yet married, then do Samhita Danam. It will take only 10 minutes. If you want to, if you are a Vaidika. If you are asking me what is Samhita Danam, forget it. Do a Pauranic thing. Yeah. If you are a Vaidika and you are a married person, then do Grahapatyam. It will take 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But you have to, collecting everything takes some time, okay? The sticks, the bricks and all that thing you need to keep permanently in your house. You need to have a mini Homokunda in your house. So because that is all difficult, we have replaced most of the Vedic thing with Pauranic thing. The only Vedic thing you will do nowadays is your Yajñopayutam, cross belting, okay, your marriage and your funeral. Bas itna hi. Sometimes Sashtyabda Purti comes into the picture. Shatabhishekam comes. Nobody does anything more than that Vedic. Even your Namakaranam etc. has become Pauranic. Everything has become Pauranic, which is fine. One karma can be replaced by another, so that's not a problem. Okay, as long as the spirit is maintained. So physical one clear. Now you choose how much you want to do, how much you can do. Okay. Then the Upasana part. Do a Manasa Puja, do Japa, okay, chanting etc. Chanting, okay, mental, purely mental chanting, okay, mental worship in whatever form. That will take care of it. The manifested. All this will take care of the manifested form. Then spend a few minutes in completely quietening your mind. It's a practice of samadhi. So all 3 steps covered. 6 verses by 3, but 3 steps only, okay? 6 verses by 3, but 3 steps. So your physical karma, manasika upasana, and little bit practice of quietening your mind, samadhi. Done for the day. It doesn't all have to be together, it can be at different times. Yatha Shakti, as and when you find the time, you make the time and stick to a routine for it, you can get it done. Yeah. Like quietening your mind, meditation, etc. You can do it as soon as you get up. Just wash your hands and face and sit down. Do little japa and go into it. Easier at that time to go into it. Because your mind is already in an altered state. But don't go back to sleep. Okay. Don't go back to sleep. Sitting down and going back to sleep. Don't do that. That's all. Yeah. And any time during the day you can do your little bit after your bath, etc. You can do your puja and things like that. A little bit, whatever. So this is how you bring these 6 verses into your life, because this is connected with doing. It is not connected with just knowing. Any questions on this, or is it all clear? Questions hai to pooch lo. Someone was trying to call me. I had kept my phone on silent, but someone was trying to call me. Any doubt or anything? Okay.
Swamiji, by mistake it happened.
Oh, okay, okay.
The mobile slipped down and
Oh.
there was a
No problems. Yeah, no. I thought there was a question that you couldn't ask. Maybe some problem with the computer or something. Yeah.
Which Upanishad you are covering, Swamiji?
Isavasya. Isavasya. So, I know, first class of yours today, and you have jumped right into a very difficult part, confusing part.
I know.
Anyway, that apart. So, this is how, okay, you do the complete worship part of it. The whole thing is covered. Yeah?
For example, if we want to learn how to do Panchopachar Puja or so from where we can learn that thing?
Oh, simple. We have right in the group someone, one of our students, I think she is right here. Sonali, yes, Sonali is here. Sonali teaches or Rashmi teaches? Rashmi, okay. Okay.
Sure, Maharaj.
Yeah. Just put Rashmi's contact details on the group. You know, Gita Bhashyam class, what is known as the Gita Bhashyam class, put it on the group and you can contact this young lady. Simple. It's simple. This is, yeah. Tell her you don't want to learn the elaborate Shodasha Acharya Puja if you don't have the time. Because you are a PhD student, it's difficult to get that time. Do a Panchopachara. Okay, yeah. Those who don't have time to do that also, just light the lamp and say salam, okay, and prostrate. Okay. Minimum acknowledgement, because you are acknowledging, what is the necessity? You are acknowledging Ishvara in your life. That's important. This act can slowly bring out the feelings of bhakti in you. Most people say, when I feel the bhakti, I will do it. It will never happen. It's like saying, when I love a girl, I will go out and date her. But unless you date her, how will you love her? How will you know her? And if you don't know her, how will you love her? Once you know, you may find, I don't want anything to do. Okay, fine, don't. That's okay. Or you may find, hey, I want to meet her again. Fine. But if you are waiting to feel the love before you date, nahi hota hai. Similarly here, once you start doing something, you are evoking the bhakti out of you. And then the bhakti becomes more this thing. That is why karma has a way of involving you. And you have to be careful of that. Because you will feel like doing more and more and more and more.
Swamiji,
Yeah?
here when we are talking of the karma phala, right?
Yeah?
Of that, the different lokas and all, the
Yeah.
higher lokas
Yeah.
and all that, which means that we are referring to sakama karma and not nishkama karma. Is it?
Narayana, what have I talked about Sakama and Nishkama?
I'm just asking because
What is Nishkama karma? What is Nishkama karma?
where you are not expecting any
ये तो पुराना old conditions are coming back. Conditions which I negated. Now people are wondering, why am I negating it so much in every class? Now you realize why I am negating?
For me, Swamiji, this is a little confusing. This Ishavasya is a little confusing for me. So I myself
See, it is confusing because you are conditioning that Nishkama karma should be without expecting results. Even an idiot can't do that. How are you going to do that? You are an intelligent person. How will you do Nishkama karma? An idiot will have idiotic expectation. You are intelligent, you will have intelligent expectation. Nishkama karma is having prasada buddhi and ishwararpana buddhi to your kamya karma. When you add ishwararpana buddhi and prasada buddhi to your kamya karma, it becomes nishkamya karma. That is karma yoga. Karma yoga is not work without expecting results. I dismissed this 100 times in the Gita. In the beginning, ISAVASYOPANISHAD idam sarvam, and the second verse, we talked about karma yoga again. There is nothing like working without expecting results. Minimum expectation is I will do my duty. Parameshwara Preetyartham aham idam karishye. I don't want anything out of it except the grace of the Lord. That's the minimum expectation you will have. So if anyone is still stuck to that without expectation, I will pray to the Lord and expect that the Lord will remove that wrong thinking from your mind.
No, when I meant without expectation, I am doing it only as an offering to God.
Doing it only as?
Only as an offering. That is, I am doing it as you said.
Give me one example. Give me one example. Give me one example.
Even if I am teaching in the class,
I beg your pardon?
suppose I am teaching.
Teaching what? In your school or college?
Yes, teaching students,
Yeah, okay, you teach students. Okay.
When I am teaching in a school or a college, right? I am teaching without having any selfish motives, trying to see that I am.
Now see how you are qualifying it.
But without.
One second, Kalyani, can you see how you are qualifying that what you are saying? From without expectation came to be without selfish expectation. Because you expect the children to understand or not understand.
Yeah, to understand.
Okay.
Right.
Are you doing it as social work or for some payment?
No, not in relation to the payment. Definitely not in relation to the payment.
I beg your pardon?
It is not relating it to the payment, even though I am paid at the end of the month.
So you're going to, you don't expect payment for your teaching? If, one second, Kalyani, answer my question one step by step, you will understand where you're going off.
Yeah.
Do you expect payment or you don't expect payment?
Definitely, because I'm employed.
You have to make a living, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're expecting payment. You're expecting the children will understand. You may not expect that they will tell you thank you for it. So how can you say there is no selfish, you earn the money all right, no? And if the children, after all your effort, if the children don't understand, will you be disappointed or not disappointed?
Disappointed.
If they understand, will you be happy or not happy?
Happy.
If one of your children flunks, what will happen to you? Fails.
I will feel bad.
Now therefore, it is kamya karma. Now to that kamya karma, you bring in Ishwararpana buddhi, that your actions you are offering to the Lord, and prasada buddhi with respect to the result. Whether the child passes or fails, you will accept the result as prasada. If there is a pay cut, you will accept it as prasada. If you are getting a bonus, you will accept it as prasada. If you are getting a promotion, you will accept it as prasada. If you are getting an award as a good teacher, you will accept it as prasada. If some parents come and crib about you, you will accept it as prasada. Then it becomes karma yoga. Nishkama karma is a technical expression. It has to be understood. It is not you don't translate it and say this is what it is. Whenever you hear Nishkama karma, you have to equate it with Ishwararpana buddhi plus prasada buddhi. Ishwararpana buddhi with respect to my action, prasada buddhi with respect to the result of the action. Did you get this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is what it is. Therefore, even if you are doing a kamya karma, I want lokas, I want prosperity, I want my child to get married, that's why I am doing this puja. I want to be a grandmother, that's why I am doing this puja. With all of them, you add Ishwararpanam and prasada buddhi. If the puja is successful, prasada. Not successful, prasada. Is everyone getting it here? Please.
So this Ishwararpana Buddhi you are mentioning, so Puja Swamiji used to say like, so the one way to like make it manifest in life is by identifying the bhakta in every role. Sort of, he used
Correct.
to say. So like, so is this like, if I could say it like, so is it like fake it till you make it kind of thing?
No, yeah, it's not faking it. It's not exactly faking it. Swamiji used to say that as a joke. Like, I don't feel the bhakti, but I will do an act connected with bhakti. There's lighting the lamp, etc. So, in the process of doing that action, because subconsciously in your mind or even consciously in your mind, that action is connected with bhakti, isn't it? Unless you are lighting a lamp because the power has gone off. Barring that, if you are lighting a lamp, okay, if you are lighting a lamp, it is connected with the act of bhakti, with bhakti. So, subconsciously the mind will work towards that and bring out that bhakti. It is like when you go to meet a girl, you are taking her out for dinner. You will take a bunch of flowers for her. Are you in love with her or something? No. Is she in love with you? No. Then why are you doing it? Because it is associated with an act of love and you are exploring whether there is possibility of something more than just friendship, isn't it? Unless you have never dated in my life, then I'll have to give another example. I don't know, are there guys here who have never taken a girl out? In today's world? Or not got married and had a kid? Have gotten married? Even marriage is like that, arranged marriage, oh my God. Some two strangers.
Maharaj, I think you are more advanced than many of us here.
Yeah. Come on guys, what are you all doing in today's world?
I was thinking the same thing. Too advanced.
Guys in today's world never asked a girl out for dinner or at least a cup of coffee together. Kya baat hai? What is wrong with the youngsters nowadays? What's wrong? I mean, come on. And then you say you have to live a full life. What life are you living? The older generation, arranged marriage was like that. Two strangers. Then you saw each other. There is a bride seeing ceremony. Where with your parents you will go to the girl's house and the girl will serve you batata pohe and chai if you are in Maharashtra, for example. Certain things are fixed, you know. And then you will see the girl and everyone is around. What are you seeing? And whether eyes, ears, nose, etc. are there or not, that's all you can see anyway. No, but we are a modern family. They meet separately. What meeting separately? Or a cup of coffee somewhere. Come home by 7 o'clock, that is also told. Our generation I am talking about. I know when my brother-in-law to be was wooing my sister, 7 o'clock they would come home. And once I was at home, I said, what the hell are you all doing at 7 o'clock at home? So the guy whom I knew very well says, what to do? My mother insists that I bring back your sister at 7 o'clock. She says you are going to be a sadhu, etc. Therefore, you are different. I picked up the phone and called. Landline. Crack, 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 crack. Amma, what is this nonsense? You expect a couple to be home at 7 o'clock in the evening. Night is just beginning at 7. She didn't know what to say or what to do. So, arranged marriage, what? You just see like that, two people see, okay, fine. Yeah. Then many of them had come and told me, Suhagrat happens only in films. It doesn't happen in real life. Yeah. Then slowly that love grows. Next day the guy goes to the office. That is a traditional setup, okay? Those who are 65 plus here, okay? Traditional setup. The guy goes to the office. Guy, yaar, shaadi karke kaisa hai? How was it after getting married? I got married, yaar. Hey, you feel anything or not? What feel? I married her, na. Then, hey, champion. When you go back to the evening, na, take some flowers for her. Take some chocolate for her. Take her out for a movie on Sunday. Movie किसके लिए? हाँ, पूरा family जाएगा. हाँ, family, idiot. Only. So when you do these things, slowly what happens? You fall in love. Why? They are all actions associated with love. In college you have gone out with friends for a movie, but not with a single person. Na? Pura paltan tha. There may be boys, there may be girls, but pura paltan. I remember we used to go out for movies, picnics, etc. like that, 10-15 people. Then in between somebody will pair up. Then they'll start disappearing separately also. This is what happens. So bhakti is the same. You do an action. Then you feel like doing something more. Something more, something more. You have to be careful here. Otherwise you will end up doing a 2-hour puja every day. If you have the time, fine. If you don't have the time. Exactly, you started talking for 5 minutes with this girl and after that you are ending up talking half the night with her. Next day you have to go to work, what about that? Next day you have to go to work or not? Thoda limit mein. Similarly with puja part, otherwise you can do more and more and more and more. Now if you are a sadhu, that's fine. There was a time when I used to do a lot of chanting and things like that. Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama every day. Tuesday, Friday, Saundarya Lahari also. Monday, Shiva Sahasranama. Mar jayega. Only when I was in Rishikesh, not otherwise. For 20 years I kept it up. Enough. Both ho gaya. Otherwise, how much are you going to do? You know, it can involve you. It can involve. Therefore, be careful and give it a certain limit to it. That is why they have kept these stages. Simple stage, lighting the lamp, Panchopachara puja, Shodashopachara puja. Bas, ho gaya. Shodashopachara means 16 steps. 16 upachara you will use. There is no 32 upachara puja. Hai kya? Those are into puja part, do you know? 32 upachara puja. No, why? Because enough. This is okay. I mean, our ancients were smart, you know. They kept a limit to it. Yeah. So physical that. Then manasam, some japa, etc. Some contemplation, a manasa puja, etc. Japa dhyanam. Then quiet in your mind. Because quiet in mind is good. It keeps you in a very altered state. What do you call that? Learning stage, alpha, beta, theta, all that stuff. Yeah. Into that state of mind where you are learning, focus, etc. is good. Excellent. It's very good. For those things, it's very good. That's why you are supposed to finish all your meditation before you come to Vedanta. Because these are all preparation for Vedanta. All this is preparation for Vedanta. What he is talking about here now is all preparation for Vedanta. If you have done enough preparation and you are totally focused human being, totally awareful, totally focused, then when you listen to the truth, that is enough. You won't have to do too much of nididhyasanam, etc. You don't need it. You own up the truth. All of it is done with what? Ishwararpanam, prasada buddhi. Even the worship has to be done with the same attitude. That's why, see, when you do a special puja, for example, okay, I want a lot of wealth, therefore I will do an Ashtalakshmi puja. Okay. Now there the sankalpa is very clear, you make the sankalpa for gaining wealth. These are your Nitya Naimitika pujas, all Nitya pujas, they have to be done every day. So what is the sankalpa? Parameshwara Prityartham, Janardana Prityartham, whatever, your Ishtadevata, Preetyartham, so that he is happy with me. I have won his grace. That's all I need. Ishwararpanam it has become. The sankalpa includes that. Simple sankalpa. You can make a very elaborate sankalpa also. I can give you a sankalpa that's a whole page if you want. Including your 7 chakras and all into the sankalpa. With these chakras you are doing your karma, etc. for their fulfillment, all that is there. Because without the chakras you are not going to act anyway, though you don't know anything about the chakras. That's like a common man digesting his food without knowing anything about what digestion is about. So all that can be included, elaborate sankalpa or simple sankalpa. Parameshwara Preetyartham. Idam karma karishye. Where actually the sankalpa is introducing something. This is my name. This is the person. This is the place I am in. Jambudvipe. Dakshine Parshve. Mero ho Dakshine Parshve. South of Meru. Okay. Mumbaiyam Nagariyam. And with what date today and this thing. Okay. Prathamayam. Which month, etc. And simple. I am doing this Parameshwara Preetyartha. Simple thing. Are you getting the idea? Karma, manasam, japa, etc. Some upasana, etc. Saguna Brahma Vishye Manasa Vyapara. That is upasana. With respect to Ishvara, a Manasa Vyapara, a mental activity. Therefore, even when you are thinking of the glories of the Lord, Ore, Bhagavan, Aisa. Yeah, it's upasana. Upasana can be formal, with the proper thing done like that, or it can be informally done also. Similarly, meditation, quietening your mind. Quietening your mind is also very necessary, because better focus, etc. comes in with that. And at the end of it, what happens? He has talked about lokas as phalam. There is the phalam that is there for all this. But we are not interested in that. Hopefully. Okay. I hope nobody is here is thinking, I don't want moksha in this lifetime. I want to enjoy 2-3 lifetimes more before I gain moksha. One of my friends who is a teacher in Vedanta, her younger sister told her that. He said, why don't you start? You know, Brahmavidananda is there in Bombay. You know him. Start learning from him a little bit, Gita, etc. He's starting a new batch on the Gita. No. I want to enjoy for 2-3 more lifetimes before I come for moksha. Okay. Jignasatvam is not there, mumukshatvam is not there. Okay. Leave them alone. Say a prayer for them, leave them alone. Yeah, why are we wasting time? Yeah. Our biggest problem, socially speaking, is what Swami Chinmayanji used to say. Hindus are not Hindus. That is reflected in the election also. Okay. Subjan holiday mein gaya, ye gaya. No, I have my holiday plans. How can I change that for the election? It's too hot to go out and vote. Long queues are there. Yeah, long queues are there. So you know what time I went? 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Why nobody will come out at that time. And true enough, 2 minutes I voted and came up. It's so hot. Yeah, exactly. It's so hot. Of course it is hot. So, you go for a holiday, even it is hot. Yeah. Okay, and don't fall for the propaganda that we have lost in Ayodhya. Okay? We are lost in Faizabad. Ayodhya is a small district in that. There, We got the BJP got the maximum, but the whole district we didn't get. Okay, yeah. So don't fall for that false propaganda. I'll go there, but I will not interact with any of the locals. Yeah. Locals are nice people. Interact with them. Okay. Sambhuti and Asambhuti. Sambhuti is the manifested form of Brahman, that is Ishvara. Asambhuti is unmanifest. What is unmanifest Ishvara? What is unmanifest Ishvara?
Here it is given Hiranyagarbha.
Sambhuti is Hiranyagarbha.
Unmanifest Prakriti is given here.
What is Prakriti? What is Prakriti? Maya. Does Maya exist by itself?
No, with Brahman.
Brahman. That's why I am saying unmanifested Ishvara. It is not manifested into Hiranyagarbha creation. Where do you resolve your mind when you are quietening your mind? Have you all tried it, or nobody has tried anything like this?
In consciousness.
Huh?
In consciousness. We resolve
Yeah,
our mind.
but in consciousness, but you are also ignorant of the consciousness.
Yes.
Therefore, what will you resolve your mind into? Consciousness and ignorance, na? So into the unmanifest. That's called the unmanifest. If you know the truth, then you don't need this. Then it becomes nididhyasana. If you know the truth, it is nididhyasana, none of these stuff. This is until you know the truth. Until you know the truth, you need to do this. So you will decide, do you all know the truth or you don't know the truth?
But Swamiji, that happens in sleep
Yeah.
also. The mind dissolves into ignorance.
Mind is into?
No,
Sorry, I
in the
didn't.
deep sleep. What you said happens in the deep sleep also. What's the difference?
Correct. What's the difference? Because your conscious activity, not an unconscious activity. You're consciously resolving the mind. Not unconsciously doing like in deep sleep. In deep sleep is unconscious, not a conscious effort. No? You just lie down and toss and turn and go to sleep.
Like, so Swamiji, what would be the experience like? Though I haven't experienced.
Try it out. Try it out and come back and tell me.
No, it doesn't
No, I'm telling you, what has to be done has to be done. What has to be known, I will explain. What has to be done, I will explain the process. But do that. Then only you will come, this is it. This will only, everyone talks about samadhi. That I want to get to samadhi. Samadhi, I'll become wise. All this is said by idiots who have not gone into samadhi. Why am I saying this? I said this before. When I was before I joined the ashram itself, I used to practice the samadhi state, transcending the mind, samadhi I used to practice. And I would slip into that samadhi state. In samadhi state, you don't know yourself, you don't know anybody else. You don't know anything. Anta samadhi, because you don't have the knowledge. Then, how long will you sit in that? God knows how long. Only prarabdha is to pull you out. If prarabdha doesn't pull you out, you'll break a coconut over your head and build a tomb around you. So it used to happen to me, and I will miss my train. Arey yaar, ek din gaya. One day extra I have to do in the workshop now. So I would keep the alarm. Big grandfather clocks, those old alarm clocks. I would keep that and then go into samadhi. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. But sometimes it will work so much that in samadhi you will hear outside noises. But my mother in her bedroom will hear it and come back and shake me awake. The worst way to come out of samadhi. Why? You don't want to go to work. That's why I kept the alarm. I didn't become a wise person in that process. But I got a mastered mind. That much I got. If you have got into that samadhi, you will never say you will get knowledge in samadhi. There is only one samadhi where you can gain some knowledge, some insights. It is called Dharma Mega Samadhi in yoga. Where you are connecting up with Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind, and you are getting some insights. Your mind cannot hold everything that Hiranyagarbha has. That mind is too big, and your pooky mind is too small to, you will fry your brain up if you try to download everything. But some insights you will get. And with that insight, you can do things. But you won't get insight into Aham Brahmasmi. Forget that. That won't happen. You will get some insights. This person is suffering from cancer. Will he recover or not? That much you will get. Big thing. Yeah. No, I saw him fully recovered. You saw his spirit fully recovered after he had died. You have to interpret what you have seen. If he's bright and glowing and healthy and fine, no illness, nothing but young and powerful, guy, another dimension mein. But you saw him struggling a bit, but okay, he will survive. He will suffer a bit, but he will survive. Interpretation is important of what insight you have got.
Swamiji,
Yeah?
they fall into blinding darkness by worshipping unmanifest. What does it mean?
See, if you this is not to be taken literally. It's Arthavada verses. Arthavada verses, there are certain things are exaggerated, and the purpose of that exaggeration is to combine both together. So if you say, if you do only one, whether it is action or upasana, if you do only one, you go into darkness. If you do the other, you will go into greater darkness. Why is it said like that? Because you have to combine both together. You have to combine karma and upasana. Upasana, there are two types, you have to combine both. Are you getting the idea? That is why it is said like that. They are Arthavada verses. That's why I want you all right in the beginning. Isavasya is a confusing Upanishad. The most confusing Upanishad is Isavasya. Even karma, there are two types of karma. What are the two types of karma? Huh?
Sakama and Nishkama.
Yo, Narayana again into the same nonsense. Go and listen to my tapes on the Gita on Karma Yoga. Two types of karma is worldly karma that you have to do, your duties, going to work, etc., etc., your worldly karma, looking after your kids, looking after your older people, all that worldly karma, and religious karma. That's the two types of karmas you have. Worldly karma, religious karma. Both you have to do. That he has not mentioned. Isavasya Upanishad has not mentioned worldly karma because that's a given. You can't live in the world without doing something. No? Can you live in the world without doing anything?
No.
Yeah. Even a beggar has to beg. Nothing he has to do. In fact, if you look at a beggar, they do a lot of things. They know exactly how to get you. No beggar comes to me. You know why? Professional courtesy. One beggar does not beg from another beggar. साधु है, भिखारी है, भिक्षा पर जीता हूँ.
Swamiji, he sees you as a competitor.
Yeah, you may look at me as a competitor. That's possible. Yeah. But this is how the whole thing is. Worldly karma, laukikam, vaidikam cha. Laukika karma, you are anyway doing that, he doesn't have to mention. Vedika karma he mentions. Vedika upasana he mentions. Upasanas two types. That's it. Complete. Your worship life is complete. Everything is done with Ishwararpana buddhi, prasada buddhi. Those people who are talking about nishkama karma. Ishwararpana buddhi, prasada buddhi. ये दूसरा उल्टा संस्कार छोड़ दो. Give up all that wrong thinking. So when you do this, you get a mind that's completely ready to understand the truth. All you have to do is expose yourself to the truth and it works. Effortlessly it will work. Then all the upasanas, etc., you will replace with nididhyasana. owning up the truth. After that you don't have to do anything. Go have a cup of coffee. Okay. Sorry, go have your dinner. Or kya karne ka hai? You're fine. Everything is fine. What is there to be done after that? It's like if you are like Tirtha, like Harihara Tirtha, one of the people I studied from in Rishikesh. Somebody asked him, an elderly lady asked him, Maharaji, how many hours do you meditate every day? He said, why are you putting this disturbance called meditation into my mind? He doesn't need it. He is rooted in the truth. He is rooted in the truth. Why does he need meditation? And once तारानंदगिरी होता है, समझिए निष्काम शर्मा सकाम कर्मा सब क्या है, ये ऐसा बहुत उल्टा संस्कार लगा के आया है. उल्टा संस्कार लगा के आया. प्रसाद बुद्धि ईश्वरार्पण बुद्धि, दैट्स व्हाट निष्काम कर्मा इज अबाउट. So even your kame karma you convert into nishkama karma by putting in prasada buddhi, ishwararpana buddhi. But you are so busy writing note that you will not hear this statement. That's why I tell people, put your videos on so I can see what's happening with you all in your mind. Kame karma is made into nishkama karma by adding ishwararpanam and prasada buddhi. If you want more details, listen to my tapes on this. It's all there. It's all there. Yeah, that's how we do it. But we think, oh, karma yoga is nishkama karma. Then what, social work? What? I have done a lot of social work in my life, what we call now as development work. It's all sakama only. And more frustrating than your normal going to office and coming back. Because one thing about Indians is they don't want to be helped. You wonder why you are wasting time with them half the time. Nothing new. Ayodhyavasis doubted Sita when she came back after Agni Pariksha. So what is new about it? Yeah, you didn't support us. Hey, yeah, support us. You didn't support Sita. What are you talking about?
It is there in the blood.
You learn to take everything with a laugh. Yeah. Okay. So think it over. If there are any doubts, etc., come back next class with it. Okay. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you.